really what it's going to do is tell us whether or not the money that we're spending on marketing is giving us a return on that investment. And if you give me $1 and I can give you back $5, you're obviously going to just keep giving me $1. So we want to make sure that the effort we put forth, like I said before, and the money we're spending has a result, and a result that's positive. You know, a lot of times, like radio ads or TV ads, there's no way to really track it. You know, you could spend $5,000 a month on radio ads, and obviously you'd have a bunch of customers, I'm sure, and some of them heard you on the radio, and that's why they contacted, but you don't know exactly what it costs to get each client, right? Does it cost $100 to get a client? Does it cost $1,000? So we need to find that out, obviously, and that's why we have all the different tracking things, like a tracking phone number, the contact form, having the analytics, and tracking pixels, and all the different things that you need to do to track either the website or a lead gen site or a sales or a lead funnel. And which is, you know, the lead funnel, and I'll kind of show you how that works here in a second, is probably in 2017 it's become the go-to for online marketing. And the reason why is that, like I said, we're going to spend money. Say we spend money on me optimizing, or what I suggest you do in the beginning to kind of get things going is spend money on ads, so either Google AdWords or Facebook ads. But we want to know exactly how many people came from either a Facebook ad or a Google AdWords ad. We want to know how many people, how much it cost, so we can find out. You know, if we find out that for every $10 we spend on Google ads, we get one customer. But for every $15 we spend on Facebook, we get 3 customers. Obviously, you know, we kind of want to stick with Facebook because we're getting more. The cost per customer is $5 rather than 10. So, and all these different things help us do that. It's really important. Really, really important, Mark, that we track all this stuff. And I'm sure Shauna, you know, if you're the bookkeeper, if you're kind of in charge of how things run, looking at the numbers helps you make business decisions, right? Because numbers don't lie. It's going to tell you exactly. It's going to tell us, you know, with Facebook especially, it tells you whether it's women that are looking at your ads, whether it's men, what age they are, the whole deal. So it can help you in other ways than just marketing. You know, it can maybe help you in different marketing than doing it online. So for me, analytics is a big deal. I'm kind of a geek, so I like looking at the numbers, I like to see how things work. But here, I'm going to show you really quick what a sales funnel looks like, and what I did for a client I have right now. They're really cool. I like the way they work, because like I said, you know exactly what's going on with them at every moment. Let me pop up. Let me just log in really quick. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is what a sales funnel looks like. Okay, so it's basically a website. Let me see if I can get this in the screen so you can see it all. It's a website, but it has one purpose only. It's either to get a phone call or a contact form submission. Right, and they're really cool. They look nice. Facebook loves them. A Facebook ad right now is being sent to this one. But so, customer comes in from an ad, they pop onto this page, they have 2 choices. They can either call this tracking number right here, right, or they can fill out this form. Once they fill out the form, it sends the contact information to you and so I can track and make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing what I'm hired to do. So you're going to get a contact, so you can call them back or email them back or whatever, however you want to get to them. And we can make this contact form as big as you want. We can make it ask a whole bunch of questions, but I like to kind of keep it to 2 or 3, so it's easy for them. And then here's that tracking number right here. So you can see it has a link. So it turns into a hand. So basically on your phone, you'll be able to just touch that and it calls. And then when it calls, it goes into a tracking system so that you can see how many calls came in. You can listen to the calls because they're recorded. All kinds of cool things. You can see which ones you missed, when they call, so you can kind of get an idea of when most of your calls. It's really neat. You can learn a lot from just the tracking number. And the way it works is, say someone goes onto one of your sites that we have a tracking number on, and they call. It gets forwarded to your phone number, right? And then right before you guys get connected, the person who's calling you and you, right before that, they'll get the typical, and I'm sure you've heard it, this call is being recorded for quality assurance, so it's legal, right? So make sure they know it's being recorded, so it's legit, can't get in trouble. And then on your side, you're going to hear what's called a whisper, and it'll be something like, this is a lead from Digital Marketing Northwest, so you know that when the phone connects, it's going to be someone inquiring about a job, right? So you know that it's a lead coming from me, and you know that whatever we end up doing or whatever we decide on doing, that I'm holding my part of the bargain up. So, and then at the end of the month, we can go look at the whole tracking analytics, and you can see exactly how many phone calls you got in a month, how many you get a day, how many you get a month, how many you get a week, how long they are, the whole deal. It's really, like I said, it's really cool. And once you kind of see it work, you're going to like it. But here's kind of what it looks like. So it'll just be red and blue lines going up depending on, when the call is. So say on April 16th, you'd have a line like that. And then say missed calls like that. And it'll just fill out the whole thing. But it's really neat. And like I said, I really kind of almost require it if I'm going to work with you, only because it's proof for both of us that things are working. Right? I want to make sure that that you're getting from me what you expect, and that's leads. I specialize in generating leads for businesses, and I want you to know that what I'm doing is working, and that's kind of the way we know for sure. We'll know exactly if it's worth the money being spent or if it's not. I'll just say that, I've been doing it for quite a while now, and I've had maybe one subpar campaign that didn't work like we wanted to, and I think it was just because it was a niche that it was really hard to get people to do anything online. So yours being a service niche, being one that typically has a pretty good sized ticket on each sale, works really good for what I do. And like I said, that's either creating a lead generation site, which was like, I'll kind of show you what they look like so you can get an idea. So besides just your site, you'd have another one, right, that looks something like this. And you'll kind of see what I mean by having call to actions everywhere, right? Just in your face. Here's a phone number. It's right at the top. There's no question what they need to do if they want to get a hold of you. They can call that number. And you notice it's clickable, so you can go ahead and just touch it on your phone and it dials. And then right away, contact form. And then, like I said, I like to have the name, the phone number, and then you can have a whole bunch of different questions asked. It doesn't need to just be notes or have them write out a paragraph telling you what you want, what they want you to do for them. So you can have a drop-down menu where it gives all the different services you do, and they can choose it. So all kinds of different things. Like I said, the more you can kind of have them commit and do what are called micro closes, the easier it's going to be for you when it comes time to sell them to have them actually say yes to you and move forward. It's like I said, it's science, it's psychology, and it works. We don't do all this stuff just because it looks cool. Right? We do it because it works. It it creates leads and lots of them in really well. Right? You can kind of see it. So, like, say if I was to make this the size of a phone, you can kind of see what happens. That phone number stays at the top. Right? Make sure that it's at the top. Okay, so let's move on. Get on with this. Okay, so that's the tracking number. Contact form is pretty simple. You have one on your site, but I like to kind of maybe put a couple more questions on it, make it a little more noticeable, different things we can do. But that contact form being sent to you and me also gives another way that we can measure success. And then the analytics part, that's going to be on your website, and that's going to kind of basically monitor site visits, which keyword they use to get to your website, which kind of device they're using, all kinds of different things. Pretty much anything you can imagine, it's going to tell you about the visitors coming to your website. All right, so now that we've kind of went over the different ways of doing this, getting customers sent to your website, but more importantly, we want to get customers sent to your phone or to your email inbox, right? We want to get leads. So this is kind of what I put together for you. Spent the last 2 nights going through your market, and I've been really trying to think of what the best way to do all this is, and not go crazy. I mean, I can do all kinds of different things, but I think we just kind of concentrate on what's important right now and just start getting the wheels spinning so we can start getting some leads to you so that your marketing budget can grow and we can do more things and do different things. So if we need to scale with ads or whatever we need to do, we'll have some money to do it. So first things first, we'll go through your website, make sure it's all optimized, get all the keywords on there, get 15 words on your home page, optimize all the headline tags, all the stuff you need to do to get ranked. And then I'm going to do a basic link campaign because we're going to need at least 5 to 10 backlinks headed to your website, and then add a tracking number on there for you too, so we can see what we're doing is working or not. Claim or build out your Google My Business if you haven't done it already. I'll build that all out. I'll do a 30 citation campaign so we can get a bunch of citations to it. We'll get as many pictures as you can get your hands on to get on that thing. Make sure that your what's called the NAP, or the name, address, and phone number, is exactly the same on your Google My Business as it is with all the other business directories we put citations in. Get your social media sites, the 8 that I suggest, which is like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, the main ones. Get them at least set up. We don't need to post a bunch of things, but get your website link on there so it's sending it to your site. Obviously, your Facebook page will build out all nice. That's the one you should be using a lot anyways. A lot of people are on Facebook, and a bulk of traffic is in and around Facebook at all times. So we kind of want to be there. And then once we kind of get all that stuff set up, it'll take me about a month, to get everything, maybe a little less, to get all that stuff built and set up, start running ads. Part of this building process, though, is, like I said, I'll build you a sales funnel, one for Google, one for Facebook. We'll send ads to those if you want to do it. We can choose one or the other. We can maybe start with Facebook first, then Google, or vice versa. And start getting some traffic brought across those funnels so we can get some phone calls and some contacts coming into you. And we'll do it for 4 months, right? The first month is kind of the building and testing phase, and we'll run it for 3 months and see how it works out. And then if you like what's taking place, and we'll keep on going, and we can work out some other things. But let me know what you think about that plan, and we can go from there. Hit me up with a text, or you can email me, or whatever you need to do. We can set up a time to kind of sit down and we can talk about price and get this thing going. I'll talk to you soon, man.